A grader, also commonly referred to as a road grader, motor grader, or simply a blade, is a form of heavy equipment with a long blade used to create a flat surface during grading. Although the earliest models were towed behind horses and later tractors, most modern graders are also self-propelled and thus theoretically motor graders. Typically, graders have three axles with the steering wheels in front, followed by the grading blade or moldboard, then a cab and engine, a top tandem rear axles. Some graders also have front wheel drives for improved performance. Some graders have optional rear attachments such as a ripper, scarifier, or compactor. A blade forward of the front axle may also be added for snow plowing and some dirt grading operations. A main blade extension can also be mounted. Any big construction equipment, such as an excavator, backhoe loaders, or motor grader, is not easy to operate. This necessitates a thorough understanding of the equipment as well as a certain skill set in order to do the job efficiently and accurately. Motor graders are generally regarded as the most challenging trucks to operate among all heavy equipment. This is due to the fact that they are a little different from the others in terms of setting the controls such as the blade's angle and height, which necessitates a certain level of competence, especially when setting them to get a fine degree of result. Yes, motor graders are a little odd to run, but they aren't that difficult. Working with precision measures is a requirement for every machine, whether it's a motor grader, excavator, or backhoe loaders. Good training and expertise behind the controls, as well as a comprehension of the equipment and its different pieces, are required to achieve finished results that completely match the desired level. Motor graders are typically used for mixing concrete, placing patches, expanding shoulders, cutting back slopes, ditching, scarifying, drying material, and removing snow. Before we get into the motor grader recommendations, it's crucial to understand what a motor grader is and how it works. The purpose of a motor grader is to level or smooth out an area. They have a long wheelbase that allows them to traverse small depressions or humps. Motor graders usually have a blade in the middle that may be titled to cast out on either side. The moldboard is the portion of the grader that is used to cut, mix, windrow, and disperse material. The circular section of the motor grader, the circle, is attached to the moldboard with the cutting blade. The blade may be modified for height, angle, pitch, and reverse orientation using the moldboard. When turning the motor grader around, the wheels should always be pointing in the direction of the turn. This will make it easier for the motor grader to turn. When working, keep an eye on both ends of the blade because elevating one end can cause the other end to drop about a quarter of the distance. If the circle is not perfectly level, the blade setting may change when the blade angle changes. The blade should be pitched slightly forward for cutting soft material and somewhat backward for mixing. Laying operations and cutting on hard surfaces, the blade should be pitched further forward for spreading or retaining surface material and for snow removal. When removing snow, drive straight and never apply so much down pressure that the front wheels are elevated to the point where steering is rendered useless. These are only a few of the major motor grader operation tips available, and the list is extensive. Although based on the preceding steps, one might conclude that motor graders are the most difficult heavy equipment to run. This is not the case. Motor graders just require a basic understanding of the equipment as well as some prior expertise. When it comes to running them, they are comparable to other equipment.